Today is almost a cup special. We start our defence of the FA Cup today, and we get pretty much to the culmination of the other because we need to win today against Leicester City if we're to progress to the final for the third season running of the Carabao Cup, with an opportunity to put that silverware back in the cupboard. Welcome. Hello and welcome to episode 58 of Making Chelsea Stand Proud. My name's Mark, and on today's episode, as mentioned in the intro, we have two cup games for you. First up, the FA Cup third round against AFC Wimbledon from League One, I think it is. We'll check it out in a moment. And the Carabao Cup Semi Final second leg, we drew 2-2 with Leicester at the King Power Stadium. We bring them back to Stamford Bridge, and we need to get a result if we are to get through to the final for the third season in a row. And, we'll find out who we are playing also. I thought I'd start on this screen today because just to let you know, there's nothing. We are on the 10th of January in game up here, look. But there is nothing happening as far as transfers are concerned. One main consideration for all that, of course, is we have no money. Two reasons. One, we only have £1 million in the bank because they took our transfer budget away for us because our finances are so rubbish at the minute. And we're £107 million in debt. Come on, Daniel Levy, get your finger out. And also we're overspent on a wage budget, so we can't afford to bring in. I think we're a little bit overspent because we've been doing a little bit of schmoozing of a couple of players to bring them in and make sure they stay under contract with us. So I can't remember who that was now that we actually did. I will check it out in just a moment. But as I said on today's episode, these two games, AFC Wimbledon, we've never played them before. We haven't played them before. I know we've played them in our other series that's going on at the moment a couple of times, but we haven't played them in this series before. So Wimbledon, just for the... because we did say what league they were in. They're in League 2, actually. They're in League 2. And, currently 7th in League 2. And that's who we're playing today. And then, as I said, Leicester in the second leg of the Carabao Cup. We last played them at the King Power Stadium, the third game in a row at the King Power Stadium, I hasten to add. And it was a 2-2 draw. It's always a very tight affair, as you'll see, a 3-1, a 2-3. It was when we first started the series, we were beating them wholesale, 3-0 and 4-0. But they've obviously improved somewhat. Just played them twice at Stamford Bridge from the 6 games played so far. We beat them on one occasion, a 3-0. That was on Boxing Day way back in 2022. And we lost the other one in the Premier League back in, I think that's, hang on a minute, September 2023. So that was an early season, last season. This season, we lost to them at the King Power in May at the end of the season. So, in fact, I think they did the double over us last season. This season, we have beaten them at the King Power 3-2. Yet to play them at home in the Premier League this season. That'll be coming up. Boxing Day again, you see. Look. See? Played them twice on Boxing Day. So, yeah, there we go. That's what it is. But we do need a result today if we're to get through to that final for the third time in a row. On the other side of the draw, Brighton have played Brentford, and it was a 0-0 in their first leg. So all square, all the way round. And I've got a funny feeling that they play just before we do. So we should know going into the to that game against Leicester who we are going to play in the final. Right, I don't think there's much more to tell you actually at this stage of the game. We'll get into the episode, get on with the games. Both games are at home, so that's good news. Coming up on the next episode, Manchester United and Montpellier back to Champions League phase with 2 games to play in the Champions League. One of them's going to be a daunting one against Dortmund. Montpellier, we need to get a result to put ourselves in a reasonable position to qualify in the top 8 of that particular competition, which should then see us through to the last 16. Well, we're hoping we'll get through to the last 16 anyway, but what we're actually after doing, of course, is to actually achieve a straight through to the last 16 as opposed to have to go through the playoffs. Right, without any more to do, let's have a look at the team that will face AFC Wimbledon. And here is the team that will face AFC Wimbledon for this third round FA Cup match. Carnesecchi continues in goal. His form has been reasonably good up to date. Didn't play so well in the game against Leicester, but that was more to do with the defence, I think, than Carnesecchi. Chilwell, Garcia, Timber and James complete the defensive line. Rice and Fernandes in front of them. Tell, Mount and Sterling sit behind Havertz, who is up front. Kepa makes an sort of very rare drop onto the bench. Mendy is a little bit out of sorts at the moment and he's dropped out of the squad full stop. Also on the bench, Cucurella, Savic, Broja, Fofana, Kovacic, Rodrigo, Koulibaly and Xhaka. And this is how the two teams face off. Chris McPhee is the manager at Wimbledon as it stands, and their team to face us, they're playing a conventional 4-4-2. Tasnev in goal, Hunstrup, Reneke, Kramer and Noyle, their defensive line. Jack Curry, Bendel, Moria Welsh and Okelebi are the midfield, with Young Coombs and Amo Ameo are the strikers. On the bench, Broom, Pearce, Johnson, Robinson, Davison, Ugandri, Osu, Gunter and Sutcliffe. And our first highlight, just 2 minutes in. James forward to Sterling. Sterling looking for Havertz. Havertz is in and he scored. And Tazanev didn't quite get hold of that. He got hands on the ball, but I think Havertz's shot was a little bit too hard for him. And we'll see it again from behind the goal. Comes forward now. It's a mess by Kramer, who really gone past Havertz, and Kramer put it back into the path of Havertz. Early lead, 8 minutes in now, second highlight, and Wimbledon winning that ball from our throw-in. And that ball forward launched long, but Carnesecchi will pick that up. Puts it down straight away to Garcia. Rice. Tell, and Havertz gets his second of the game, his 20th of the season. And we go 2 up with 9 minutes on the clock. And Wimbledon, I just feel sorry for them. Looking like a League Two side that they are. Caught blind again. Havertz just doing the work, going around the goalkeeper and puts it in the back of the net. Chilwell with a throw-in on this near side. Mason Mount tries to find Mateus Tell, but didn't find him. And Curry is just robbed by Sterling, who's very good at robbing those balls. Crossed into the area and Havertz gets his hat-trick. 21st goal of the season, a hat-trick inside 16 minutes. And Kai Havertz, well, as it stands, I think he probably will get a rest at half-time, bearing in mind we've got the Leicester game coming up. And this is the sort of form that we want against Leicester as well. And a throw-in. Reece James to Sterling. Reece James back into the area. Fernandes makes it 4 with his second goal of the season. 26 minutes on the clock. And this could be a rout for Wimbledon. They're just completely overawed. And as I say, I do feel sorry for him. That was a deflection as well. Corner now. Mason Mount and Are we just going to drub them to bits? Mount. Mateus Tell not getting his shot away. Chilwell. Garcia. Timber. Nearly robbed. Fernandes. Sterling has a shot, but it's blocked and well defended. Curry gets that one forward, but no way through. Fernandes. Mateus Tell. Chilwell. Chilwell's into the area, tries to chip it. Didn't do it, but it's back. Fernandes. Oh, what a... Oh, in fact, it was Declan Rice. I thought it was Fernandes. Declan Rice gets our fifth. Half an hour, 31 minutes on the clock. And that is a cracking goal. It's going to, I think, be one of the goals that may go up against goal of the season. And there's a few of them this year. That's a lovely curl on that ball. Declan Rice. And no more highlights in the first half. And Wimbledon will be happy about that. They have had 5 shots and they have had 2 of them on target. 0.17, 36% of the possession. That tells its story, I think. We have absolutely drubbed them in the first half. 19 shots, 9 on target, 50%, 2.62, 4 off target, 64% of the possession. Havertz scoring a hat-trick inside 16 minutes, 3, 9 and 16. Adding to that, Enzo Fernandez on 26 minutes and Declan Rice on 31. It is 5-0 at half-time, and I'm pretty certain we are going through to the 4th round of the FA Cup and are underway in our defence of this particular trophy. Well, as we are 5-0 up at half-time and we have the Leicester game just 3 days away, we want to save some players for that game. So because Havertz has already got a hat-trick. Kai Havertz has come off to have a rest. We've also brought Mason Mount off also for a rest, which means that Rodrigo has come on to replace Havertz up front, and Milinkovic-Savic has come on as the attacking playmaker in place of Mason Mount. And the first highlight, Timber, Rice, Sergey through to Tell, and Chilwell. Chilwell has a go from the edge of the area, but it's gone over. Highlight continues pretty much from kickoff. Tasnev headed forward, and Rodrigo, he's trying to chip the chip, but the defender in good fettle. A throw in on that far side, Chilwell to Sergey, but it's been won by Wimbledon. They have changed one player. Curry has come off. Rice, Fernandes over the top, looking for Mateus Tell. Crossed it into the area, but I don't know who that was, but the goal, that was Sergey. Straight into the arms of the goalkeeper, who was well placed. Free kick just inside the D. Sergey has hit the wall, and Tasnev just had to catch that. Long ball launched forward, but Timber is there. Tidies up. Reece James. Reece James forward, looking for Sterling. Fountain, crossing into the area. Straight into the path of Rodrigo. Rodrigo gets his 7th of the season. And we go 6 up on 50, nearly 55 minutes, maybe 56 minutes. I will check. Lovely ball in. Rodrigo hits the back of the net. It's 55 minutes. Question of whether he was offside or not when this ball was played. Ooh, fractional, but he's on. And they have a throw in on that far side. Crossed in. It's headed clear by James, but not clear. But we have tidied up. Chilwell back to Karnasechi. Garcia. What's he doing? A bit of a sort of like Chilwell. Sergi back to Chilwell. Chilwell crosses it in, looking for the runner. Sergi's been fouled. I think it's a penalty. We do have VAR, of course, so it will be checked, but I'm pretty certain that's going to be a penalty. And we'll go 7 up. It is a penalty. Sergi, it was a 1-2 and a run over. Who's going to take this? It's going to be Fernandes. Fernandes, but it's a poor penalty and goes out for a corner. Chilwell with an in-swinger. Not seen many goals from corners of late. Poor penalty from Fernandes. It was telegraphed, and Tasnev doing a great job. Chilwell to Garcia. Rice. Coming up on 70 minutes shortly, we'll be making our other changes. Garcia. Timber. Inside to Rice. It's got Sterling was inside. I thought I was Sterling out on the wing here, but Chilwell crossed it in the area. And Rodrigo gets his second of the game, our 7th. He's 8th of the season. And we go 7 up after 69 minutes. Just time to make those changes now then. And it was a jab for Rodrigo. And with before we have the kickoff for the replay, but the restart is what I was looking for. We have made our final 3 changes, and we have brought off Reece James has come off. Jurgen Timber's gone out on the right hand side. Fofana come on in central defence for Timber. In fact, do I swap them? Do I play them that way around? Timber's been playing very well in that central defensive role alongside Garcia. I think I'm going to leave it like that. Fofana can go out on the right. Probably not his best position, but it works. Kovacic has come on for Declan Rice, who scored that worldy goal in the first half. And we've also taken off Ben Chilwell, of course, is the other change, our usual change. For Mark Cucurella, they are all our changes we can make on 70 minutes pretty much. And he come back for the restart. We get us underway. Young Coombs kicking us back off. And that ball cut out by Fernandes, who's had a great game in central midfield there. Rice. Changes haven't been made yet. Sterling crossed it into the area, but it's cut out by their defence. And Osu comes on. Johnson. Chilwell cuts that out to Rice. Rice through to Matthias Tell. Matthias Tell doubles back, and it's Savic gets his 7th goal of the season, our 8th of the game. It's on 70 minutes, and changes will now happen. Matthias Tell double back, got it into the 6-yard box, and it was a quick sweep in from Savic. And a re-kick off again, and those changes have now been made. Wimbledon been absolutely pulverised in this game, just outmatched, really. Garcia cutting out, Cucurella, Timber not been able to get through to that final third, really. Fernandes over the top, looking for Rodrigo's on hat-trick. And a good save by Tasnev. Denying Rodrigo from that one. Cucurella taking the penalties. Corners on this side. Swung in, but it's headed clear. And there are no more highlights. We've had lots of them. No more highlights. And it's finished 8-0. 5-0 at half-time. Added another 3 goals in the second half. Rodrigo getting a brace. 55 and 69. And Milinkovic-Savic picking up another one on 70 minutes. He did pick up a knock towards the end of that game. 50%, 35. Not quite 50%, but near as damn it, 16. 7.04 on the XG. Fits with the 8. 66% possession. Poor old Wimbledon, but they did have shots and they did have some on target. Not that we saw any in the highlights. 34% of the possession. They were just outplayed, but one highlight for them, I think, is Tasnev. Really saved it from being double figures without any shadow of doubt. A penalty and a fine save from Rodrigo towards the end of that second half. Tasnev, very, very good. Worth a look at him at some point, and lots of nice green 9 ratings here. Matthias Tell picking up player of the match, and Havertz won't be happy with that. I took him off at half-time. He was player of the match at half-time, 9.8. 3 hat-trick for him in the first half. Took him off just really to rest him with the Leicester game coming up. And Matthias Tell stayed on, went up front, and though he didn't score any, had 2 assists and 7 key plays. No, he didn't go up front, did he? He played on that wing. He's had a fantastic game out there on that wing today. And all I can say is a 9.9 for him. So he's done very, very well out there. And Rodrigo having a good game when he came on as well. So a good day at the office. We will come back in a moment with the draw for the 4th round of the FA Cup. And so, having got past Wimbledon in the third round, it's time for the draw for the fourth round. And we start the draw. There are 42 teams in the draw. 32 teams, sorry. I saw 2 come up somewhere, but I was obviously looking. 32 teams in the draw then for this fourth round. Let's get underway. Manchester United are first out. They will play Brentford, an all Premier League match. Manchester City, the 2 Manchester teams out then first, will play Tottenham, another all Premier League clash. Middlesbrough will play Northampton, who beat Watford in the third round. Cardiff will play Southampton. Peterborough will play Bournemouth. Burnley will play Queen's Park Rangers. Aston Villa or Newcastle will play Oxford or West Ham. Wolves will play Newport County. A clash of the oranges there. Tangerines or whatever you want to call them. Wigan will play Everton. Good clash for them at home. Stoke will play Chelsea. Stoke versus Chelsea. Stoke, who are of the Championship, of course, are playing ourselves. That's the draw then. We'll go to the end. And there is the draw in full. I will pull it down slowly if you're looking for your own team in amongst that lot. And we'll go and have a look at how that affects the run of games here. Of course, next episode, Manchester United, Molde, then Everton and Dortmund in the next episode. And it looks like Stoke, Blackburn or Brighton, Stoke. We've had Brighton already, I think, in this series. So we may well go Stoke, Blackburn, because you didn't see Blackburn up here. So we may be doing Stoke and Blackburn in the ensuing episode. So there we go. That's how we are looking at the moment. Right, without any more to do, let's get on with the second game of the episode. It is a Carabao Cup Semi Final, second leg. 2-2 after the first leg. It's a must win if we are to progress to the final for the third successive season. Can we do it? Let's go and find out. And we put out an unchanged side against Leicester for this Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. It's pretty much, it's just the bench really that's had a bit of a swap round. Karnasechi continues in goal. Chilwell, Koulibaly, I say no changes. Garcia was there, wasn't he? Sorry. Certainly no changes now. Chilwell, Garcia, Timber, James. Not quite sure what happened there. I'm sure that did that without me seeing it. Rice and Fernandes continue in midfield in front of the back four with Tell, Mount and Sterling sitting behind Havertz up front, who scored a hat-trick last time out. Mendy returns to the bench. Fofana, Cucurella, Koulibaly, Kante, Koeman, Rodrigo, Barbosa and Kovacic all on the bench. And this is how the two teams face up. We are playing our 4-2-3-1. Whilst Leicester play a 4-3-3. And our first highlight, 13 minutes in, and it's Leicester with the highlight. Causing us all sorts of problems in the last game, of course. And we need to be very careful with them. Moving the ball around nicely as it stands. We'll need to get a foot in here and stop this. Come on, boys. There we go. Mason Mount's in. Swings it out wide, trying to look for somebody out there. Mount, Havertz! He's got around the goalkeeper. He's put it away. 22nd goal of the season. He's found a little bit of form again just recently. 14 minutes on the clock, and we are 1-up. 3-2 on aggregate. It was Mount stepping in that won that ball. Havertz takes it round the goalkeeper, and the last ditch from the defender wasn't good enough. And see potential offside here. No, he wasn't. And that turned out to be the only highlight of the match, which I'm quite happy with. I'm really quite happy with. Leicester, 2 shots, 1 on target, 0.04, 55% of the possession. That's what they did last time. They held the bulk of the possession, and that's what we need to try and get into. We had 6 shots, 1 on target, which was the goal, 0.72. We just can't seem to work through them with the possession, 45%. We are nose in front, but we need another one, I think, just to feel a bit more comfortable and see how we go. Let's see what we can do in the second half then. And the first highlight of the second half, 51 minutes in, and it's a Leicester highlight, but Chilwell steals that ball. Fernandes. Reece James over the top looking for Havertz, but it's too close to Vicario, and it builds again. Long ball. He's well offside. Pinamonte was offside. That is no goal. Well done, VAR. That was way offside. You see when he hits the ball here? There he is. Look, there's the line. Vicario with a free kick. Sanchez. We'll have to watch them poking one over the top. Rice is in. Havertz. Matthias Tel. Cross it in. He's in. Mason Mount. His 15th goal of the season. We go 2 up. 4-2 on aggregate. 55 minutes on the clock. And that's a bit more like it. Matthias Tel again. Another assist for him. Crosses it in. Into the danger zone. Havertz was almost in the way there. Got in advance of Mason Mount, and it's a goal. They have a throw-in. Backer with the throw-in. 61 minutes on the clock. Harvey Barnes. He's a lot of room. Havertz beaten that off him. Karnasecki! What a mistake! What a mistake!
Information.
Yeah, thank you, Siri. It's what Karnasecki. Well, I'm dismayed at this. And they've let them back in. Havertz, all it kind of said she had to do was pass it out there. But passed it straight back. He had Chilwell out here. Tried to pass it back to Havertz, I think it was, or Garcia. And Barnes was lurking. What a mistake. Well, with 62 minutes on the clock, we made 3 changes purely because these players not playing particularly well. Reece James has come off. Wesley Fofana coming on the right-hand side for him. Eric Garcia not having a good day in defence. Koulibaly replacing him. And Raheem Sterling not up to his form he did against Wimbledon. And it's Kingsley Coman on for him. 2 changes left to make. But we'll look to make those a little bit later, I think. And throw in for Leicester. They definitely have turned into our bogey team. And they're coming forward again. And we need to cut this out, which we do. Matthias Tel crosses it in, finds Koeman, finds Havertz, and Havertz puts it away. Question of his offside, I think. Oh, please, no. He was onside. He wasn't. I thought that was the 2-goal lead again. No, he just not much in it. And with 75 minutes on the clock, we've made our final 2 changes. The usual change, Ben Chilwell off for Mark Cucurella, and N'Golo Kante comes on in place of Declan Rice in that Mazzala role in midfield. They are our last 2 changes that we can make. Let's hope we can go and see this game through. Vicario and Leicester try and get out from the back. We've got to be very careful here, but Fofana steps in. Fofana, come on. Oh, and Matthias Tel could put us through to the final. His 12th goal of the season. And it's 5-3 on aggregate. And I think that probably will do it with 83 minutes on the clock. Lovely steal from Fofana. Matthias Tel took first touch. Brilliant. Put it in the back of the net. It could put us there. 4 minutes of injury time. We're in the 2nd minute, and it's a corner. Mount with the corner. We left Mount on basically because if it goes to penalties, but it's not going to now. Kante, who's come back from injury. Lovely ball through to Fernandes. Mount. Koeman trying to get one away, but the defence stalwart, and that was a poor ball by Fofana. And we've got a few yellow cards here. We're going to have to watch it. Might lose a few for the final. That's a lovely ball through to Koeman. Koeman's on his own here. He's had a shot and he scored. And we've made it look half decent. 4-1 on the night. 6-3 on aggregate. That is it. We are through to the third final in a row. And question mark now is, can we win it for a third time? Kingsley Koeman drove that one home. And he will be pleased with that. Highlight from kickoff, Pinamonte. Dewsbury Hall comes forward. Are they going to get another one back? Wouldn't surprise me. That's the sort of thing. But 3-on-1 there. And Kingsley Koeman away again. But he lost the ball. Cucurella cuts that one out. Kullaby didn't quite meet that one. Pinamonte. He's given lots of space for Pinamonte, but he's put it wide. Not a lot of time left. I'm suspecting the whistle will go very shortly. Kullaby to Cucurella. Finds Mateus Tell, who's had a great game out there on that side again. Fernandez. And it's all over. It's all over. It's a 4-1 win. We've beaten our bogey team. 6-3 on aggregate. And the Harvey Barnes goal, nothing more than a consolation in the end. We turned it on. Mateus Tell after 83. Gave us a 2-goal cushion. Kingsley Koeman, 3 minutes into injury time, finished them off. 20 shots, 8 on target, 50% of the possession. That was better in the second half. 2.34 on the XG. They had 5 shots, 2 on target, 50% of the possession, an XG of 0.46. We're through to the final. Who will we play in that final? Let's go and find out. And here's confirmation. Brentford have beaten Brighton 3-0 in their second leg. And it's 3-0 on aggregate, which means that we play Brentford, who, if my memory serves me right, we played in the final a couple of seasons ago. I'm not sure whether we can see it in history. Past winners, I think we can. There we go. We played them in 2022-23 season. So not last season. Played Manchester City in the final last season. Played Brentford in that one. I can't remember what the score was. Doesn't actually tell us on here. I'm sure we can go back and find out. In fact, we can if we very quickly, and we switch here, go back to 22-23 season, and the Carabao Cup FA Cup quarter final. Where is there's the EFL semi final first leg. We beat Newcastle in the semi-finals that season. EFL Cup final. Beat them 2-1 in extra time. Wesley Fofana scoring from a corner, if I remember rightly. Winning that game for us. Full match details not available now. But, if I remember rightly, Wesley Fofana scoring from a corner to sneak that one. So it was a tight match. Let's hope it's not so tight going into... to the final this season, and of course we played them in the league as well. So we've beaten them. We've played them 7 times so far this series. Beat them every time, but a couple of the games very, very tight. Beat them in the FA Cup final last season, of course. So they are a team that follow us to Wembley on occasion. So EFL Cup, and then in the FA Cup last season. That we'll meet them again in the EFL Cup final, which is on the 2nd of April, I think. The 2nd of March. What am I on about? 2nd of March, which means that the Leicester Premier League game will move from there. The EFL Cup final was due to play them again on the 8th. Probably still will do. So it might be a Brentford double header there. Not that we'll necessarily show them on both games of the episode. Well, there we are. We've succeeded in today's task. 4th round of the FA Cup. Through to the final for the 3rd season in a row in the Carabao Cup, the EFL Cup. It all is good. We have a final coming up. More silverware for the locker. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That will keep you up to date with all future episodes of this and new series as they are released. New episodes of Making Chelsea Stand Proud, currently released every Tuesday and Friday at 4:15 p.m. Don't forget our other series, To Be a Legend, also on alternate days. If you want to keep up what's happening, what's released and when and so on the rest of it, follow me on Twitter at JustOffside2. It's just below here. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. Next episode, Mo Favor and Manchester United as we try and claim one of those first 8 places in the league to go through to the last 16 of the Champions League. Don't forget to join me for that. Hopefully we'll see you next time. Goodbye.